Too many ideas, not enough time. Whew. Do I know this one story of my life? If you're the type of person who has lots of ideas, tends to fall in love with them, and wants to implement them all now, this can feel like such a curse because you can't do them all, at least not at the same time. So either you find yourself abandoning old projects in favor of new ones, or you burn yourself out trying to do everything at once and then you do nothing. Either way, it feels like you never quite get momentum in any direction because momentum requires consistency over time. And when you're constantly going from idea to idea, you don't get that. So if this sounds familiar, I want you to stick around because in this video, I'm going to share 3 things that are going to help even the most multi-passionate creatives out there find time for their ideas when they want to do everything at once. Hi, my name is June Morrow, and I help new and pivoting life coaches harness the power of their authentic selves in their marketing and their mindset to connect with more of the people who need their help. If this is you, download my free quiz to find your client attraction quotient. The link is below. The author John Steinbeck once said that ideas are like rabbits. You get a couple, you learn how to handle them, and pretty soon you have a dozen more. Ain't that the truth, John? Ideas tend to spur more ideas, and they take up our time and our resources. My friend Liz Jacoy, who is a mindset coach, she has an acronym she uses called FOCUS, which stands for follow one course until successful, right? It's energy efficient, it's effective, and it is so hard for some of us. And by the way, this is not necessarily a sign of ADHD. And if you want to hear more about that, I want you to check out my interview with ADHD coach Ariana Bradford. Because sometimes having lots of ideas is simply a sign that you're creative, or that's one of your talents, right? If you can relate to this, I want you to write rabbits in the comments, because I know for multi-passionate individuals like myself, this is something that doesn't go away. So case in point, I'm doing this video because a few weeks ago, I was ready to chuck my entire business so I could pursue another idea that seems like so much more fun at this point. And that's because to me, starting anything new is fun. I'm a catalyst. That's what I do. I love the startup and ideation phase of things. I like getting the processes all set up. This is why I love helping people who are starting and pivoting their business, because it's in the start that you get to create everything. That's where the juice is for me, right? The actual doing the service and the coaching and stuff, not so much as the startup. But I didn't quit in pursuit of this idea when I had it. Instead, I did the 3 things that I'm going to share with you now. 1, I asked myself, am I avoiding something painful by pursuing a new direction? In short, is this shiny object syndrome? And shiny object syndrome, if you don't know what it is, it's the habit of being distracted by something whenever it seems more pleasurable than the task at hand, right? And for many of us, it's never stronger than when you're about to do something that feels risky to you. So if you're getting excited about a new direction, I want you to look at what's happening with the one that you're currently on. Are you bored with it? Are you secretly worried that continuing with it will lead to rejection or failure or some other potentially painful situation, right? In my case, I realized that I was worried about burning out. I was about to take on a lot of work that would put me at risk of burnout. And I've been through burnout a number of times now. It's something I don't want to go through again, and it's something I'm working really hard. I'm changing my inner patterns to avoid, right? So it's kind of natural that when I looked at all this work in front of me and I saw something that seemed like it would be more work, because everything seems like less work at the beginning for me, that I would want to pursue this new idea. So I even did this. So I was high on this idea of this new idea, and I took a day off and off of the direction I'd been in of the work, and I outlined this new idea, and I looked at how I could roll it out, how I could integrate some other ideas that I'd been putting on hold into it, and even how I could market it. So I spent a whole day doing this. And then I did this next thing, which is what I want you to do, number 2. I made a mock schedule of all of my time from Monday to Sunday to see how I could fit this new idea, working on the new idea, plus my current direction, plus a full-time job, which is something that's coming up on the horizon for me, plus my other priority, which is to relax and create space for me to relax, to just be, right? To avoid the burnout. So I printed out this kind of like blank calendar with all the time in a week. I took a pencil and I slotted out first my relaxation times and my social times. These are times when I write music, I get together with others to jam. I have downtime because I know for me, and I know this now, I will do nothing but work if I don't prioritize this time, and then I will burn out. Then I slotted in time for the full-time job, right? Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, right? Then I slotted in the time that I have left over from that to work on my current direction on my business right now. And realistically, it wasn't a lot of time. And so doing this made it abundantly clear that there really isn't enough time for me to do my current direction plus implement this new idea. And I'm gonna be honest, it didn't feel great because I was super excited about the new idea. But doing this also helped me see realistically that, all right, if I do this new idea, I have to give up something else. And trying to do all of it will be madness. So I did number 3, the third step I did that I want you to do. I put the idea and I took all the work that I'd done on the idea and I put it in a hold folder on my computer. So a hold folder is where you keep all those ideas that you want to do and you don't have capacity to do right now. Now, sometimes you go back to the hold folder and you add little things to the idea as they pop in your head, but you don't have to implement them right now. And I want to be clear, a hold folder is not where ideas go to die. It's not a junk drawer. It's almost like a place where you would freeze your eggs, right? So that you can come back to them at a time in your life at another point in the future where you have the capacity to give them the care and attention they deserve. So this is something you can think of is put things in a hold folder. Some people call it an around to it folder. And here's the thing that I've learned about the hold folder is that when ideas are meant to be, they will be. There are things in my hold folder from my former programs, former ideas that I created and never launched that I'm integrating into things that I'm teaching and sharing now. There was another thing in my hold folder that I'd created and that I'd never launched, and my intuition said, wait on it. And then I met somebody who wants to do the exact same thing. And now we're partnering on it, which makes it so much easier when you don't do it all yourself. So just because it's never going, you're not doing it now, doesn't mean it's never going to be done. Sometimes ideas come to us and then we just have to meet the right people or the right conditions or our life circumstances change and boom, you're ready for them. So a hold folder is really trust in your ideas and trust in your future. Tara Wagner, one of my mentors, talks about doing this, talks about creating a now, next, and later list with time management. So asking yourself, what's now? What ideas are for now? Which ideas am I going to do next? And which ideas are for later, right? So the next time you have too many ideas, not enough time, I want you to ask yourself, 1, are you avoiding something painful by pursuing a new direction? Is there some growth that can be had by sticking with where you are? 2, look at your capacity. Do up a mock schedule. Could I realistically, without burning out, do all the stuff? Do the new idea plus do the other thing. Is there a way to make it happen? There's a really great book by Barbara Sher. If this is your problem, I want you to check out Refuse to Choose, and it's all about scanners and different ways to do this. And then 3, if you're not ready to do it, if you don't have capacity for it, put it in your hold folder and it will be there for you when you're truly ready for it. So if you found these questions helpful, I want you to take some time, really think about them, do these exercises. And if you did find this video inspiring or something that's going to give you food for thought, I would love for you to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel so that you can learn more tips to help you in your business and your life and come home to who you truly are. You got this.